So today we are going to talk about why Bonk will never reach $1. Now I just made a video about this on Pepe, but Bonk is in the same predicament. So we're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none is financial advice. Let's hop straight into this. And look, a lot of people are going to be upset. Just like I said with Bonk, people are going to be upset. Now, hypothetically speaking, Bonk would have the better chance because it has less supply. But let's go over this just like how I did on Pepe. First of all, anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So we can do the circulating supply by 1. That would equal itself here, right? And then we can find out market cap by taking circulating supply and multiplying it by current price or target price. So we can take the current price and multiply it by our circulating supply of 77 trillion inside of market cap, which then will get us 1.9 billion inside of market cap here. As you can see, 1.9 billion. CoinGecko isn't fully updated all the time, so maybe it's like $100,000 to $1 million off, but still 1.9 billion. That's pretty much where we're at now. So look at this: million, billion, trillion, 77.4 trillion. That's what we got inside of Pepe for circulating supply, or Bonk for circulating supply. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this the same way I did it before. So we are going to take 77.4 trillion dollars in circulating supply and multiply it by 1, because anything times 1 is itself. And we also know that you find the market cap by multiplying your circulating supply by your price or your target price. Well, our target price is $1, which then brings us to a $77.4 trillion market cap. A lot of people aren't going to tell you this, but that's not possible. It's not reachable. The worldwide GDP is 111.3 trillion. How are we going to be a third of the worldwide GDP? That doesn't make sense. Like, we're going to be 3/4 of the worldwide GDP if Pepe gets up to it, or if Bonk gets up to $1. That makes absolutely zero sense. It's not possible whatsoever. And then what I did for Pepe, I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to be like, hey, what if we burned all of our coins? What if we burned everything, right? 99% of the supply. Well, you can try to spin that 99% of the supply burned thing, and I'll show you what that will look like right here. So if we take and we multiply this by 0.01, that represents 1%. So this will give us what 1% of the supply. So if we only had 1% of supply left because we burned 99% of the supply, we would have this much. So this is not million, but billion. 774 billion inside of market cap, and that's for 1% of the circulating supply. If we burned 99% of the circulating supply, we would have 774 billion inside of circulating supply. Okay. Now, some people will be like, yeah, 777 billion or 774 billion market cap. That's possible. That's possible. That's probably what a lot of people are saying. Yeah, I guess you can say it's possible. I guess so. But let's be more realistic here. How are we going to get 99% of the supply burned when Binance owns 7.94%? So let's go ahead and do this math. So Binance owns 7.94%. The Bonk DAO wallet, 5.02. We got the Robinhood wallet at 4.08. We got the Bonk Stake wallet at 4.01. We got some random wallet at 3.11. It's another random one at 1.96, 1.82, 1.36, 1.12, 1.03, and then so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and look at some more though, because we really got to break this down. So the Bybit wallet is at 1.02. Some other random wallet, whatever you want to call that, is 1%. So we're gonna do 1% of that. And then we have 0.96%, and then we have 0.92, we have 0.91, 0.82, 0.71, 0.68, 0.62, 0.59. All right. So 39.68% of the supply. So technically 40%. So the top 20 wallets in Bonk own 40% of the supply. And if we keep going, it's going to keep increasing. We're going to see up to 50% of the supply in the top 50 wallets. So if the top 50 wallets own 50% of the supply, how are we going to burn 99% when the top 50 has 50%? Make that make sense. And there's 979,000 holders in Bonk. So the top 50 holders hold 50% of the supply, but somehow we're supposed to burn 99% of the supply, right? That means that everybody in Bonk has to sell. Everybody. The only way Bonk goes to 1% in supply and burning 99%, the only way Bonk burns 99% of supply, I said the same thing with Pepe, is if Bonk crashes, there's a narrative that Bonk is rug pulling, everybody sells, Bybit gets rid of their Bonk, Binance gets rid of their Bonk. We also have Robinhood, all of the exchanges, Bithumb, every single exchange gets rid of every single piece of Bonk that they have. And the only Bonk left is inside liquidity and the burn wallet. And then the developers go to the liquidity wallet and then burn 99% of the supply in that liquidity wallet, leaving 1% left. That would put 99% of burns inside of the burn wallet, 99% of coins inside of the burn wallet, right? And that's just not going to happen that way. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to get that done. So look, Bonk will probably not reach $1. Guys got to be more realistic. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, I already knew this, but cool. It's not for you then. But there are people who believe what these YouTubers are saying when they say like Bonk to $1, or these Twitter influencers, these X influencers, and they're like, oh yeah, Bonk's gonna get to $1. Like, nah, Bonk's not gonna do $1. I'll show you what Bonk could do. 0.0003 or 0001. That's 7.7 billion. Now I think it'll get a lot higher than that during this run. That's just one example. You could also probably see Bonk at 001, which is 77 billion, and that's probably where I would start to peak it out up there. Like that's where it starts to peak. So 0.001 is really looking like the target price for me personally with Bonk. Some people probably believe it can do higher, but yeah, anywhere from 0.001 to I did a price prediction on this for 0.001 plus, right? I'll just say plus for that. All right, so again, this isn't to discourage anyone here. I still think that Bonk can be bullish, but it's just $1 is just unrealistic. All right, $1 is unrealistic. Shoot for 0.001. That's a $77 billion market cap. That's still extremely high. Remember, the worldwide GDP is only 111.3 trillion. That's every single dollar in the world. When you combine everybody's money, everything, all the buildings, all of Dubai, all of America, all everywhere, all of China, everywhere, it comes out to 111.3 trillion in GDP for USD. So yeah, we're just not going to be able to do a stupid number like $1. Like that is stupid high. But yeah, this is all I got for you all today. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And actually, before we close out this video, let me give y'all a little hint, a little gem. The last time I did a Bonk video, it might not have been the last one, but back somewhere in June or something like that. I don't know. We were talking about how Bonk can go from this level all the way up here to the resistance at this level, and that's exactly what it did. That's a 243% gain. The next 200% gain is a 245% gain from this Fibonacci down here at 0.000021. Right now we're at 2.4, so you'll be just shy of 245%. But getting in around this time now and getting out at the high points of all the way up here, which is 0.000074. That is going to be a 245% gain. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got for you guys today. Watch out for this. Bonk is going to do a huge pump very soon. So yeah, just get ready for that. But yeah, we're not doing $1. Anyways, this is all I got for you all today. As always, I'll be back with another video.